Howdy, Banger pals. Blayne Smith welcoming you to another Overkill Reviews, Banger's weekly metal review show. This week, I'm talking about a band that's been a long time since I got to talk about it last. They take their sweet time between records, but here we go. It's finally out. Have a listen. Yes, HAMFERÐ just released, oh god, your guess is as good as mine. Man, Guðs Hond Er Sterk, maybe, who knows. March 22nd, Metal Blade Records. Strap in, there's going to be a lot of that today. Formed back in 2008, they have the rare distinction of basically being the only band ever from the Faroe Islands. Of course, Tyr live there now, but HAMFERÐ are from there originally, and I guess they're just battling it out with Tyr over a tiny plot of land. HAMFERÐ are, of course, Death Doom of the guys in dress shirts variety, not the guys in sleeveless shirts that look like me, which is normally the side of the line I fall on, but they're so fantastic. Their 2018 release, Tam Samlickum, I reviewed and gave 4 out of 5 skulls. So can they outdo 4 out of 5 skulls? Will they get more than 4 out of 5 skulls, or will they get less? Only one way to find out. One of the very real pitfalls I have to deal with as a big Death Doom fan is with every new release from a band I like, there is a genuine chance they completely yeeted the death part out the airlock and now they're just a normal ass band. I know. No one has ever suffered like I suffer. And with HAMFERÐ, it felt like an especially big possibility as half their sound is quite soft. But would you look at that from the first second of the album? Things are still heavy. We kick open the door with the death side of things, harsh vocals. It's as if to say they're like, hey, Blayne, don't worry. We're not abandoning you out at sea. Oh, thanks, guys. I mean, when taking the album as a whole, it's definitely softer than their previous 2 outings, but as long as they open albums like this and give me straight, heavy tracks like this, they can do whatever they want. It also doesn't hurt when the soft side of the record sounds this damn good. Oof. Yes, there might be more cleans than harshes on here. I'm sorry, True Cult Records. But vocalist John Aldara, who's also in Metal Monthly alumni Ireton, has one of the coolest voices in all of metal, so I do not care. His range from harsh to clean is absolutely wild, and when you combine that with the sound of his native Faroese, it makes him a truly singular vocalist. The album itself is about a 1950s whaling disaster, and you can in no way understand that, but if I just raw played it for you and asked you to guess what the album was about, I'm almost positive you'd say some kind of sea-based tragedy. With the natural tone of his voice pairing perfectly with that great guitar tone from Death Doom on the record, it elevates this band into the special place they get to exist in. I mentioned in the previous review that this kind of hits the magical sweet spot that Bellwitch does while not sounding anything like Bellwitch, so that's pretty cool. Have a listen to what I'm talking about. Where things get real special, though, is when they bring these two halves together to make a chocolate peanut butter cup of death doom. Ooh. The balance here is perfect, and it's all the more impressive that guitarist Theodore Kapnis produces the album himself, too. What? It's both clear and modern production, while also sounding incredibly natural, because that's essential for the record, because even the slightest bit of overproduction could completely take you out of where you need to be for it to hit right. I mean, we want to hear ocean catastrophes about sailboats, not luxury yachts.
Ah! That's my first ship. It was a piece of shit.
There's a fantastic spot in the middle of the record where things truly come together and we get Aldara's harsh and clean vocals at the same time, and it's easily one of my favorite moments on the record. Speaking of large bodies of water, do you like water? Do you like drinking water? Have you ever had the urge to stick a Glade plug-in against your nose while you drink water to trick your brain into thinking it's peach or something? No? Well, good news. I don't need to tell you to buy that product because we have a Patreon campaign where you give us a couple of bucks and I don't need to sell you absolute garbage. Isn't that a nice exchange? If you head over to the Patreon, you sign up, you can help this stuff happen, as well as I got a new little thing I'm doing over there every week. I'm making and editing a video myself. They go up on Wednesdays, or, I'm doing little mini reviews. Last week I talked about the Great Decibel Magazine tour where I got to catch Halder, Worm, Devil Master, and Necrophire, and who knows what I'm doing this week. Head on over there, give us a couple bucks, and you can find out yourself. The real surprise, though, is unlike something like a Bell Witch, this isn't an album you have to clear your schedule for. Look, I love a sit-down, get immersed, zone out, turn everything off experience, but because HAMFERÐ are masters of just paring everything down until only the essential parts remain, this is a record that can be zoned out to, or just a regular listen. A 43-minute runtime, ooh, that's perfect, is complemented by no interludes, no intros, no outros, just actual goddamn music. I don't know how a melodic death doom band resists those pitfalls, but a bunch of death metal bands and shit can't, but here we are. The closest thing we get to that is a spoken word quote from a survivor of the aforementioned marine-based cataclysm. I don't know, Thesaurus getting a real workout today. Because they actually avoid anything of the sort on the record, it's a perfect way to close things out. It hits just right. There is a bit of music to go with it. And yeah, you just get a nice bow wrapping up a story. Boy, it's a great album. I've been loving listening to it. I've been loving to go back through HAMFER's catalog too, and ooh, it's got me anticipating the next one. I can't wait for it when it comes in what I assume is 2030. But hey, if you're only going to release 2 albums per decade, this is certainly how you do it. Just a complete journey of an album. Everything sounds impeccable. There's no wasted time. There's no wasted space. Once again, a one-of-a-kind band has released a one-of-a-kind record. Great stuff. No complaints. I love bands doing this. I love bands being like this. This is what we should be encouraging metal. So very encouraging score of 4.5 out of 5 skulls. The very bottom of the depths. But hey, that's not the end of the video. Of course, as always, we have shout-outs. There's so many records every month. I'm happy that I get to at least briefly talk about a couple of more. So 2 more records for you that fit the sea theme. Ooh, Mastiff, Deprecipice on MNRK Heavy came out March 22nd. It's a sludge record. The album cover features, hey, look at that, a man falling into the ocean. How perfect. And then we've also got Lad, who released Beneath, is an independent release on March 20th, and it's black metal at the very bottom of the ocean. There you go. Look at that. 2 perfectly fitting records to go with this. This is what your boy does for you. Let me know in the comments below. Did you like the record? Do you like those records? Are there any other sea-based records you've been listening to lately? I've been Blayne Smith. I appreciate you. I thank you for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you again. New video from me coming Friday and on Patreon tomorrow. So lots of Blayne.
Stay there till that light.